We're back.
You rolled a 4. Shut your... I rolled a 6. I still got better than you.
All right.
You failed. I still am better than you.
All right.
This child.
What am I supposed to say? Oh, when we last left our heroes, they were doom scrolling,
Okay.
and I'm going to say multitasking and messaging each other. Since you did grow closer to the team by the end.
Yeah. My only 2 conditions at this point are guilty and insecure. I don't do any of the social stuff, so I basically have 0 conditions.
What does guilty affect?
To provoke someone or assess the situation. I don't need to assess the situation. I just punch the situation. And what does insecure do again? -2 to defend someone, or that's bad actually.
Defend someone or what?
Reject others' influence. It's fine. It's fine.
Well, thank God you can comfort and support, since you're so good at that.
Yeah, listen. I've got a 0 mundane. I can theoretically have a.
When we last left our heroes, Pat, good job. You are now
She patted me on the back, and I instantly felt better.
I mean, to sum up the last couple of sessions, you were contacted by Facet,
Dear Pat.
who said that. What specifically did Facet say? Like,
I don't
your old friend, the influencer, was up to some shenanigans.
know.
Kids were at risk. Here's the address.
Go fight.
You're theoretically heroes, so you can do this, and we kind of can't. You got there. There were a lot of kids. They're all strapped to chairs
Here.
in VR helmets, and the big thing that comes down over the head, and there's like diodes and sensors and
There
whatnot.
was roughly 32 of them.
There's a lot.
Listen, it's one of the
Mostly kids your age, or a little bit older, a little bit younger.
the ones who can be influenced the hardest.
As near as you can tell, if it had just been a bunch of kids, it probably would have been
Easier.
sus, but like not like incredibly sus. But it was, as near as you can tell, all meta kids, all kids with powers. And that makes it a lot more suspicious, because it wasn't like, oh, these 30 kids were randomly just decided to show up out of my social feed. No, it's like
Damn.
specifically kids with powers.
They are all.
While what Facet said was technically true, but also not nearly as simple as she made it out to be, because the place was owned by Facet Limited, Fulcrum Limited. I am just getting all the names screwed up today. Who's apparently working with the influencer, who technically isn't doing anything criminal, because all these people are voluntarily here, and all of them leapt to the influencer's defense when she got scared by you and stumbled back against the wall and stuff.
I really should know.
Many conditions were picked up, although to be fair, you walked into the situation with 3, so it wasn't like it was that bad.
Listen.
And then you
Gained.
you and Girl 5, you 2 and Girl 5, I'm going to say retreated is probably the best way to say that.
Yeah, didn't we get pictures of this whole?
You got pictures of the whole thing, so in theory,
It was blurry.
no, you were able to get it up to
7.
workable levels, because he rolled a 5, but you guys spent some team to get it up to a more workable level. So
How is a picture unstable?
I
again,
know I took it.
the same discussion that we had last time. It isn't about the picture being unstable. It's about whether or not its effect would be stable or unstable. And
I took it.
with the level that he took a condition to avoid things like, as soon as you post this stuff, it's going to be hit with a cease and desist order and be taken down off of whatever website it gets posted to or anything like that. You're somewhat making it kind of, internet proof a little bit. It speaks to, well, here's the thing. A lot of times with memes or any kind of big social media thing, the outrage, if there is any, or the big social awareness of a thing tends to flare up and it's gone again really quickly. Sometimes, very rarely, it goes up and sticks. And he took a condition to
Make sure that happens.
make sure that when you guys decide to do this, it's going to be more likely.
There are a few permanent meme formats.
Well, it's not even about the meme. It's about whether or not it sticks in people's minds. So what you were looking to do, and I think we can kind of go, I want to skip past like another role related to this, because I don't think that's very cool. what we have here is a situation where you guys got a bunch of pictures, and before probably you decided to finally sleep for the night, you posted a bunch of stuff as kind of like a combination. This is what's going on, almost like expose thing,
Beep, bop, bop.
and also interspersed with memes to make the whole thing kind of like stick in people's minds.
Mhm.
So every so often there's like a in between, like explaining what's going on, there's like some sort of meme that's going to be the thing that people repeat
Mhm.
or make other memes out of,
Like this orange
Yeah.
Rocket Man meme.
like that kind of stuff.
Yeah, like the format often lasts longer than the original meme.
Yes, absolutely. Very sure. Very true. So you're trying to get that stuff out there and get it to not just be out there where people can see it, but also be the kind of thing that people share and reshare and that kind of thing. And by taking that condition, that seems to be going. So by the time you get up the next morning, you're seeing a lot of activity on, this is speaking personally, you're seeing a lot of activity on the post that you made. And you dropped them on a couple different social media things. You got them on Fediverse, you got them on Flutterby.
Floated by, yeah.
Like there's a platform called Flutterby. So you posted on Flutterby, you posted it on Mastodon, you posted it on
We really should just.
Tumblr. Tumblr exists in all dimensions with exactly the same name and the same user base. They're all
The
just,
Spider-Man of the internet. It will always be there.
there's always a Tumblr. It's always full of pansexual social disasters. So anyway, you put it everywhere. And you're getting a lot of engagement. You're getting a lot of, and now this is honestly,
Just doing numbers.
speaking as somebody who's done numbers before, it's not the most fun you've ever had because you're constantly getting little notifications of has shared. You quickly start filtering that down. Like, I don't need to know every time somebody reblogs this.
Like I just.
You respond to 4 or 5 comments and you're like, okay, yeah, I'm not doing this either.
This isn't happening, beep.
What's that?
Yeah, no, this isn't happening. Beep.
Yeah.
And then I just turn off notifications.
Okay. So that's happening.
As things do.
Blink.
Me.
Emma.
Me.
At your dad's house.
This is getting right.
Have you told them that you're thinking about the campus thing, like moving to the campus thing or making plans for that?
No, I don't want them to know I'm agreeing with their plans.
Okay. So the flip side of that is since they don't know that you're agreeing to your plans, they keep mentioning it. Or rather, your stepmom keeps mentioning it.
Because she's the one with the baby.
Well,
With the
technically your father is also the one with the baby. Like it's going to be his baby too.
Yeah. Wow.
But more than a like, have you contacted? She's it's all these perfectly. Have you talked to anybody at the school just to find out what information there is? Nothing big. Just to see
Put yourself.
whether or not there's even any options. There may not even be any options. Maybe you should find out. Have you talked to them about that?
Not yet, I'll do it tomorrow.
What about today? Because it's morning.
Oh.
You could talk to them
Oh.
today.
Oh, right, I forgot. I thought this was like the night we
No.
got home.
No.
Let's try today.
Okay, that would be great, sweetie. That would be great. Just so we know. Not trying to kick you out of the house or anything. We're just,
I have doubts about that fact.
Horrible step.
What do you mean?
I didn't mean to say that out loud.
Oh, okay.
Just like I have doubts that she's not trying to kick me out.
Horrible stepmom gang. Ooh, yay! Everything's great.
Okay, well, and she tries a couple things, which if you were the kind of person who was influenced by anybody, would probably be them trying to nudge you around and do stuff, but it just doesn't land, which you can tell she gets kind of frustrated by because she's like trying to like,
Nudge.
and it's all just wah, 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 wah. Okay. So yeah, there's just he comes in towards the end and goes, no, don't bother anymore. We don't need to. I mean, thank you for checking out the stuff, but it's fine. We're not in any rush. I mean,
You do have a little bit of a deadline.
yeah, but a deadline isn't a rush. It's just a deadline. It's just something that we need to sort things out. We'll, if we have to, we'll build the baby a treehouse. It'll be fine. Dog. Maybe Emma wants a treehouse. Do you want a treehouse?
Considering.
A little wind turbine on top. A little electricity to charge up your phone.
Separate bench for little razzmatazz.
Have you told them about the space snake?
Now I have.
Who's Razzmatazz?
And it just slithers up onto your shoulder.
Ah!
Oh God.
Oh, that's Did you bring that with you?
No, he just kind of arrived in a box.
Oh, was that the package yesterday? And your stepmom is like, oh, so your mom sent you a snake.
Yeah, space snake.
A snake from space.
Yes.
Ha. And she kind of turns and and your dad's like, it's all right.
Inversion biology,
There could
baby.
be diseases. There could be. We don't.
He was checked
Genetic-
before he left the planet. He doesn't have any space diseases.
He might be carrying something that's not a disease for him and be unhealthy for us. Maybe he looks very nice. Just it moved.
Of course it moved. It's a living being.
Okay. All right. I just can't. She kind of walks out of the room. Listen. Just try to keep. What'd you call him? Raspberry.
Razzmatazz.
Razzmatazz. That's great.
Forzies.
It's a great. What's that?
Forzies.
Okay. Yeah. No, that makes sense. Actually, sure. I'll know for the tax paperwork. Does he pay taxes? No.
No.
Making a joke. Just making a dad joke. I'm a dad. making a dad joke. A little out of practice. All right. You and Razzmatazz have a good day at school. Razzmatazz is going with you.
Mm-hmm.
Do you need me to get an enclosure or anything for him for your room?
No.
Someplace where he can just sort of have some privacy away from everybody?
Not really.
Okay. All right. That's fine.
Just turn back
Do you want to know what he's really saying?
What?
I don't know. Do you want to know?
Yes.
Then you should probably try to pierce the mask.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like he's talking in some kind of family dad code that you're not.
Person asks, when do you pierce someone's mask? This is
To see the person being
What are you really planning? Is the question you're looking for. It's mundane. What's your mundane at?
+1. Surprising.
You can try. Figure out what it is what are you trying to say?
Your turn.
Shut up, and we will.
No, you're not gonna reroll. What'd you get?
A 4.
Combined
Not
with the
natural.
So I think not natural?
Yeah.
It was a 4 after the +1?
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Mark a condition.
What?
No, wait, sorry, mark a potential. You're gonna also mark a condition. So yeah, it feels like all of the conversations with your family are taking place like there's the words that they're saying and then there's the things that they mean and they're not the same thing, and it's super frustrating because you're not getting the things that they mean. You're just getting the things that they're saying. And if you take what they're literally saying, they're just asking questions and words, and then when you answer those questions and words, they act disappointed like you didn't answer the real question. And there's this whole earth code that's going on that you can't earth code. Why is there an earth code? What is the earth code? There's no condition for frustrated, but how does this make you feel?
How does it
You should take how does this make you feel?
Therapist mode.
Actually, it makes me feel. So what condition do you think makes the most sense?
Dangy.
You angry? You leave the house angry?
No, me.
You had this. What is that? What you marked?
No, I didn't mark it, but yeah, that's what I take.
Okay, you're gonna go with angry.
First time marking a condition.
Shut your mouth,
Wow.
monster. Meanie pants.
Okay, so Blink is angry. What's up? What's Shell? What are Shell's current conditions?
Guilty and insecure.
Guilty and insecure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just turn back around.
So,
I just turned back
do you
around.
sleep very well, Shell, over the night before morning, or you just spend the whole night like? You still have a couple conditions, so it makes sense if you came to school like not really at the top of your game from not sleeping very much.
I feel like I want to say 3 hours and 10 minutes of sleep.
Okay, so what are you doing with the rest of your night? Do you like dig up stuff on Fulcrum
I spend like
Limited? Do you look up stuff on Facet?
Facet.
Look for how to do social anxiety therapy for
Nope, I
robots?
don't care about it.
Nope.
Not what I am thinking about right now. Currently, I'm just working on a virus.
Snaps.
What kind of virus?
Snaps. Cafe.
One that hacks into certain corporations' databases, gives me the info, and then destroys their servers.
That's pretty advanced. If you're
Yeah,
just
but
talking
I'm
about
angry.
if you're just talking about something that extracts data and pulls it back for you, that would be more of a worm. But
Yeah, we're working on a worm.
all right.
Beep up boop boop.
Let's see how that goes though while you're poking around. So why don't you give me an unleash your powers roll? So after you get done
With
doing
the
stuff,
power of cat videos.
you're with the power of cat videos, you eventually end up scrolling through like forums on like white hat hackers, like messing around with different corporations and things like that. And that gives you an idea to get started on this. So you kind of drop the doom scrolling, put some music on in the background and start programming.
Where are white hat hackers from?
I don't know.
Carmen San Diego.
That's it.
Wow. First of all, good job, Carmen San Diego. Secondly, you guys share like a
Core memory.
medium
Core
brain core
Core
memory.
memory.
All right, fine. All right, so Sean, why don't you give me a unleash your powers roll?
So that's plus freak, which is +2, not +3.
Your freak is +2.
Yes.
Okay.
8.
Okay.
On a 79, mark a condition, or the GM will tell you how the effect is unstable or temporary. I'm not marking a condition.
Okay.
Temporary.
Here's it's the unstable part that I'm leaning into. It was like, I'm gonna tell you this ahead of time so you can make a choice about this. All right, so here's the deal. You have a workable piece of code. Okay.
Yes.
Do you remember when Murderbot had that thing where he had like put this code that would make all the loader machines and stuff like that sort of randomly move around the big
Yeah.
and he had that got taken down, but he had like an older, crappier version before he'd figured out how to keep them from smacking into each other.
Mm-hmm.
That's where you are right now. You got a version of code that would probably get you information.
Not narrow.
It would probably get you information, but it's not going to keep working to the degree that you. So there's two possibilities, and actually both of them are equally likely. Possibly they're likely at the same time, which is bad news. It's not going to get you deep enough to get you all of what you want.
I don't want.
Option one,
Mhm.
or option two, it'll get you what you want, but they're going to be able to figure out who it came from and be able to trace it back to you with proof.
It's not going to get me deep enough. Like.
So this is a situation where I'm telling you this ahead of time. Where you go, because you don't make the best decisions at 5 o'clock in the morning. You might decide, you know what? Who cares? I'm gonna launch it. I'm gonna get something. It'll let me add it to the whole narrative that I already have up there. You're seeing that those view counts go up and people are resharing and liking, and you're not getting ratioed anywhere. It's working out. It's working out pretty well. And you kind of like, I'm just gonna launch. I'm gonna get some information. I can tag it onto that. It's gonna build the narrative even more. It'll be great. But
I like the format.
there is a little bit of a feeling there that if you do that, you're taking a much lower payoff in favor of speed. Or give you the option to just go, you know what, I need to work on this some more. This is up to you. Make the decision. You can launch it now and get something, but the consequences are going to be out there. It's not going to give you everything you want. They might trace it back to you. That could cause some.
It is 5 a.m. I have not taken my meds. I'm working on this.
You're going to continue to work on it?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. So you're like, yeah, man, I want to hit that send button. Gonna wait on that. Come back to it later.
It's a
Okay.
flimsy little piece of code.
So you guys are getting ready to head out for school, and you get a message from Facet saying, really, really interesting social media activity this morning. Kind of curious how the rest of it went. Did you with all the other teens, with all the quote unquote subjects? How did that go?
I'm going to put you on hold until I can get a strawberry smoothie.
Okay? Question mark.
I'm not dealing with this until I get some strawberries.
Lots of
I'm just going to put an audio thing of.
So you send back into the chat, just you send her a wave file of like hold music.
Like Castaway's Backyardigans, but only the music.
Just like it's just like an electronica, like a lo-fi electronica loop of Castaways. What's funny to me is that for me, my generation, it's the girl from Ipanema, which is the thing I was doing. But for you guys, it's Castaways from the Backyard again. So.
Listen, core memories.
Gotcha. Back up.
I've got
So you guys get to school. Are you've been messaging back and forth because you got your strawberry smoothie. Your dad actually has one waiting for you when you head out for school. Mom's not anywhere around, but he's got the smoothie thing going. You know, putting it together in the thing. All right.
Mom's gonna be again.
Hey, is everything all right? I saw like a big social media post. Looks like had to do with you a little bit. A lot of activity, and I did not see a lot of REM last night. But how are you doing?
REM?
Rapid eye movement. Like there's a certain amount of minimum rapid eye movement that's where your brain kind of resets at night. He's saying you didn't get a lot of sleep last night. Your diagnostics didn't show a lot of REM last night. You all right?
Not
Are
that.
you humming hold music at me?
No, but I am actually gonna do this. I am actually gonna do the speaker and do the da-da-da thing.
Like play the hold music over your speakers. Okay, don't putting me on hold right now. It's funny. It was funny the first half dozen times, but listen, are you getting enough sleep? It seems like you got up to something, and maybe something kind of interesting. That's fine. I mean, I am no fan of Fulcrum Limited. I'm no fan of Fulcrum. I mean, they're like directly in the way of the company that I work for, you know, a lot of the time. So they're kind of a headache for me, and that's fine. That's totally fine. But what like, are you getting enough? I need you to be taking care of yourself, all right? I know you want to do the superhero thing, but you need to be taking care of yourself.
Since when did superheroes get good sleep?
Essential functions are running at like normal levels.
Yeah, I know. I mean, you're
like 50.
Yeah, your reliability rating is fine. I get all that. I've got that. It's not what I'm saying. Listen, I'm not gonna ask. Yeah, everybody's gonna get in everything. I'm not trying to helicopter parent with all this checking in and everything. I swear I'm not.
No, it's fine.
But just try to be a kid. You don't have to be super cop, investigative reporter all the time. I know somebody may have asked you to, or you decided to do it, and that's fine. Find the bad guys, beat the bad guys. It's great. Just remember to be a kid. And he's shifting your labels, or he's trying to. He wants to move your mundane up and your freak down.
What? You could need that one thing.
You don't have to, but if you aren't going to, you need to roll. It's just a flat roll. Whatever the number is, that's the number.
8, yeah.
Okay, so...
The ladder.
Okay, there's 3 options, so the ladder doesn't work.
The bottom row.
So you're going to cancel your dad's influence on you and take +1 against them, or you are the one where it's the shift the label up and down?
I'm going to cancel his influence and take +1 forward.
Interesting.
Yes.
Very interesting. All right.
I am slowly tuning everyone I love out. Yay.
That is entirely a healthy coping mechanism.
Exactly.
All right.
It's so great. I'm so great at time.
Make a note that you have a +1 forward against your dad somewhere on your sheet, and I will do the same on here.
+1 against your father.
All right. I have influence over Blink and Girl 5. I am influenced by
+1.
all adults, Rage Quit, Blink.
+1 versus dad.
Not dad.
+1 versus dad.
Yeah. All right. Boy, how's that tuning out your dad and just walking out of there? How's that feel?
I'm gonna stop the audio recording of the tuning of the hold thing for Facet and actually handle the thing now that I have a strawberry smoothie.
Okay, what do you say back? Because it's a text thing, and she hasn't actually been sitting around waiting for you to reply. You just said, hang on, and put some old music up, and she's like, yeah, cute, and then she does something else.
Mind me again what she said?
She was like, so what happened with all of their subjects and stuff like that? I saw like you did something up there, and that's cool and all. Like, what happened with their subjects?
They've got them in things that they've got them in like VR headsets and what I assume are hair controlling, are mind controlling.
Hair controlling.
Backspace. Mind controlling.
Hair controlling. Delete.
I'm
Mind
running
controlling.
mind controlling hair salons. They're
I want to make it clear. They just kind of look like that. I was trying.
they kind of look like they kind of look like hair salons.
Hair buying.
I mean, yeah, no, I saw the pictures from the post that you made.
They're all the people
Yeah.
in those chairs were all metahumans.
I'm trying. Yeah, I kind of got that they were doing something with that. Listen, I mean, it's cool what you did. I'm still pretty worried about those kids.
They said they came voluntarily.
Well, yeah, but can you really trust that when you're talking about the influence? I mean, you know what she could do.
Yeah.
Where was another girl there?
I mean, it isn't like hacking a system or something like that. She's got powers, like powers, and that just kind of creeps in everywhere, right?
Was this like a private chat or was this like?
No, you three together.
Yeah, there was another girl there. What?
Yeah, Fulcrum.
Yeah.
Fulcrum's the one that owns the company. So, like, Fulcrum owns the building and probably owns all the gear and stuff like that. They're working with the influencer. So, I don't know. Do you want to try and figure out how this probably all kind of goes together? You can try that.
No.
Not feeling too superior right now? Yeah.
We've got some more.
I mean, my superior is a +2, but.
Yeah. Okay. If you don't want to try to figure out what all's going on, that's fine. You don't need to. I'm just saying
Now wait.
options available. So, yeah, I'm just kind of worried about those kids. A lot of them are techies like you and me. Saying it's to both of you.
I did notice. I think there was somebody in the honor roll there. I think his ID is Crasher, Chad Oyson or something.
She types back, game loading, please wait, ... Oh yeah, Crasher's not one of us. He's just a regular meta, super strength, stuff like that, not like tech-based like you
Yeah.
or me.
Or
So, you know, whatever about him, lol.
slight,
She does seem to be, I don't know.
very tech.
Pierce the mask?
Sure, I know. It's
If only you'd let your dad raise your mundane.
no. So Chris mask, well, plus mundane, whatever. It's a flat roll.
Are you angry?
No.
Okay.
Ah,
It is a flat roll.
Victory. 2. Snake eyes.
Two.
Snake eyes. Snake eyes.
Here's the thing. You start to try to figure out, because it feels like she's got something going on there with her whole like fixation on certain types of supers and stuff like that, and you're trying to like get a sense of what that is. And the thing that overwhelms you, you're trying to like, once again, you're kind of in this loop with like some adult trying to talk about, and it's sort of adult, like young adult, whatever, trying to talk to you about this stuff, and you're trying to figure out what is their real deal that's going on here, because they seem kind of fixated on the tech heroes and all this other kind of stuff. And the whole thing just starts to get to you as you're starting to like run like analysis on this and think about it and try to think of all the angles. And you haven't really looked up a lot about her, so you don't know a lot about her yet.
I was too busy
Coding.
being a character.
Yeah, you were doom scrolling and then you were coding. You haven't really looked up anything about it. And it's just, it starts to get to you. It just feels like every single person that you're dealing with, except for maybe Blank, has got some kind of motive that they don't want to talk about, that they're just not being honest about, that they're just like, it's just this, that makes it like extra difficult to actually find out what it is that they're actually dealing with. It's just frustrating. You can't talk to anybody without it being like this whole thing where they've got what they're saying, and then there's this other thing that's going on. And it's just, it feels like you're never going to be able to have an honest conversation with anybody without it being about 2 things at once, or 4 things at once, or 8 things at once. And it just makes, you can't just take anybody at face value. And it just makes you feel hopeless. I know.
So much better in space.
Okay, so we're getting to school. School has gotten to. Murmurs are happening. It seems like wherever you're going in the school, a couple people, more people than usual, are noticing you as you're moving around the school.
Right. Well,
So probably about, what's second period? Is that gym after homeroom? Do you go straight to gym? I don't think we have a schedule in there.
yes, we do.
Oh, you do? Class. And at about 4th period, you get, both of you get buzzed. Lunch? Oh, perfect. During lunch, you get buzzed before you ever get to the lunchroom, calling you to the headmaster's office.
Okay. Alright, let's do this.
So you're in Hellbinder's space here. Where's Hellbinder? Get him in here.
PA faculty.
So you're in with Hellbinder. So Miss Erickson, what's Gabe's last name?
Green.
Miss Erickson, Mr. Green.
Gabriel Green.
There's been some reports brought into us by other members of the student body that says that you have been interfering with a business in the city that is part of a program that some of our student body are involved with for the purposes of enhancing their abilities and some extracurricular tutoring and training, and you engaged in some sort of attempted vandalism or interference with that program, and they were lodging a complaint about your behavior with this program that they're involved with. Damage to an owned property. So like a very easy example that doesn't remotely sound like what you were doing would be like if you take like a business that's owned, like some business building that somebody owns and spray paint graffiti all over the side of their building that they own or something like that. In your case, like breaking into a building, messing with their equipment, the chairs and all, those.
I unplugged one person and I didn't even finish.
So would like to hear a little bit more about this. See if you can explain what's going on. On the face of it, it doesn't look great, and we may have to take steps to make sure that you're not acting on behalf, to make sure it's clear that you're not acting on behalf of the school when you're out in the city, which would be unfortunate for a number of programs that I have you in mind for in the future. So can you talk to me a little bit about that? Now, you can say whatever you want to say, but make this clear, what it's going to boil down to is a superior role where you lay out the logic of whatever it is that you were.
Have you ever heard of Fulcrum?
Yes, Fulcrum Limited is the organization that has provided this program. It is not officially sanctioned by the school. It is not in a partnership with the school, but a number of students who attend the school and in many cases are in very high standing in the school, or their families are, have elected to do extracurricular time with their program in an effort to train their abilities, train their tactics, or in some cases they believe they can enhance the abilities that they already have. And since some of those families are involved there, they chose to file a complaint. So this is less about anything that happened from Fulcrum, who have not reached out to contact me, but about the complaints that have been logged with us by members of the student body and their families. It's not about the business, the company that Fulcrum owns. It's about the people who were in there who were lodging it. He's trying to tell you something, but again, super frustrating. It's the same kind of thing you had with your family. It's the same kind of thing that you had with, like, they're saying things, but they're not saying things. And they're kind of hoping that you pick up what they're laying down.
Even as an earther in real life, I still don't understand it.
Well, you are a kid, unfortunately. And there's some of this where he's talking adult. If you want to, you can try to pierce the mask. Either of you can. Or one of you could try and the other one could help. If you're trying to figure out what... Now, so there's two different things here. There's the making your argument, and you could do that without any kind of whatever. Or you can also try to figure out what's going on with him, which would be piercing the mask first and then making your argument.
Right, well, third time's the charm.
Are you reading him or are you trying to make your argument?
Okay, first let's pierce the mask.
Try to pierce.
And if she could potentially spend team to help.
Right, alright. 7?
Just barely enough. Okay. So you get one question off the pierce the mask. Now, how can I get you to blank? You could be like, how can I get you to just tell me what's going on?
No, it would be super fun. But it would be super funny if you had influence over it.
No. How could I get your character to tell me what the heck is going on so I am convinced I don't have to go to space?
Okay.
I understand.
Gotcha. Okay.
My friend,
You can just say, honestly, Hellbinder appreciates a pretty direct approach. So with somebody like Hellbinder, you feel like if you just say, listen,
you're obviously trying to say something. I don't get what it is you're trying. Can you just tell me what it is that you're trying to tell me, please?
Yes.
Is that what you do?
That. Can you just tell me what you're trying to do and trying to say?
I don't. Neither of us understand Earther code very well.
No, she can say that if she wants to. It's fine.
Earther.
Earther code. Interesting. There's a reason that the school is not involved with Fulcrum Industries and have them sanctioned as some sort of tutorial service for for any of the students. The students have chosen to do that in some of their cases. I don't particularly think it's a great idea. We've seen some indications that the influence of Fulcrum over the kids who are involved in this, they have a tremendous, they get a tremendous amount, they seem to suddenly have a tremendous amount of influence over the kids and their families as soon as they are involved with them. So I personally don't mind at all that you're messing with them. It is a problem that a lot of families, who in some cases are very wealthy donors for the school, have chosen to complain about this, because several of the families are. And that is a problem for the school. Not necessarily for me, but it is a problem for the school. So I need to be seen to be... Now, before he said all of this, he also holds down a button on his intercom thing, or is one of the little thing on his desk to kind of hold it down. And it's probably like a mute button for the recording device or something like that. I just need to be seen to be doing something. And that means if they're complaining about your activities, I need to talk to you about it. If you can explain to me what led you to that, and it is a viable, logical argument, we don't have a problem. And he smiles just a little bit too far. His mouth goes a little bit further than you would expect it to be able to go.
There's some little red marks.
Yeah, the smile is just a little bit too broad, and it shows a few too many teeth.
I'm not going to...
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
Excellent. So, can you explain what was going on?
We were informed by a woman who calls herself Bassett that there was some shady stuff happening at this building.
He's continuing to make eye contact to you, but he types something up here on his laptop over here without looking.
We arrived there, and
I don't need a blow by blow. What led you to believe you had news from this facet that
there was shady stuff happening. Also, speaking of influence over the families, the influencer was there.
That was pretty good. That was pretty good. Who's going to roll the superior role?
Mr. Superior. 0, man.
All right.
It's your...
And you think that this was connected with the activities that the influencer, with the encounter with the influencer at the first day of classes?
I believe she was
I'm asking Zoe in this case because she's the one making the roll. So you said your first pitch on. So what do you got? Because you might need to spend a team to help out here. So what was it? You think this is connected to that?
Yeah.
And she was there at the facility.
We saw her.
Did she attempt to use her abilities?
Yes, I wouldn't say attempted, more like succeeded.
Say more.
So
You don't have to say he attacked and then she screamed for help. You could say she ordered all of the kids to attack us and they all did.
yeah. Yeah. What you said.
Which is true. It kind of leaves out the after Gabriel tried to eat her with his mechanical angry face, but
I didn't activate scary mode. I just punched her in the jaw.
well, you swung at her. She backpedaled and dove into a corner.
Used her powers and all of the kids.
Do you have influence over Hellbinder?
No, I have influence over Surge.
Right. Thank you. I had forgotten what it was.
+2, right?
Yeah, for Earth Superior.
10.
10?
10. Listen, pirates have a lot of self-confidence.
Yeah. Give me 1 second. I want I need you to pick 3 out of these 4 things. So tell me which thing you don't want. You convince Hellbinder to see the 2 of you according to a specific label. Okay. So if you pick Superior, he's going to see you as 2 kids who always work logically. You pick Mundane, they're honest, they got heart, they mean what they say. Freak, these are 2 very powerful kids, that kind of thing. So you can pick a label that Hellbinder will just sort of continue to see you through that lens of this thing.
See you through that label lens.
Through that label lens, yeah. Okay, so that's option one.
Lens.
You'll get some kind of opportunity from him. Like he's going to tell you, or you'll find out something that will give you some kind of opportunity. He will see you in particular as a successful and noteworthy upcoming hero, and you can mark potential, you specifically. And option 4, you don't anger or upset anyone important and powerful when what you told him gets out to the people that he has to report to. Which 3 do you want? No, it's not really an easy way. Here, come here. So basically, it's which one do you not care about?
The second.
The third one?
What was the third?
Oh, you don't care about the XP thing?
I'll earn it.
All right.
That's the whole point of it.
What's your potential at right now? This could ding you, and you're not going to go for it?
I mean, see the second one or the third one.
All right, so third one. All right, so you convince the viewing audience to see you. What label do you want them to see you as? And this is for both of you. Saviors. They're here to protect people.
Superior.
I've seen it over and over again.
What does superior do?
They're thinkers. They're logical. They're planners.
I'm
Super logical. Definitely super logical. Mr. Stand Up Till 5 a.m.
You want him to see you as like superior. All right, yeah. You want him seeing you superior. All right, that very good points. Excellent points all the way around. I can see that you put a lot of thought. I can see that you both put a lot of thought into this. So I wasn't sure. I thought I remembered, but I double checked just to make sure. You'll want to be careful with your friend Facet. All right.
Mm-hmm.
They are very closely connected to Rook Industries, and while we don't have any great love of Fulcrum, and they probably have some sort of ulterior motives with regards to metas of a particular type and persuasion, Rook Industries is famous for making all of their money by figuring out tech for metahumans and then coming out with a cheaper, not necessarily cheaper, but coming out with a copy of it that they can use for their own benefit or to sell to the highest bidder. They love to get their hands on tech metas and the technology that all metas use. So you'll want to be very careful about how you approach your interactions with Facet in the future.
He
Now that is
to the 2 tech metas.
yeah. So you'll want to be careful about that. That's my own little personal piece of advice. She might be on the up and up. She might not be doing this as part of Rook, but she's worked with Rook pretty extensively in the past, and she may be still working for them. But they don't have any love for Fulcrum, I can tell you that. So it makes sense that she might have pointed you that way. And you just keep hearing him say that one piece over and over again, Gabe, that they don't get along with Fulcrum. It's echoing the thing that your dad said about, like, I don't have any great love of Fulcrum. Your dad works for Rook. Your dad's an engineer for Rook Industries. Your dad, who came up with all the technology for your suit, works for Rook Industries.
Not great. Not great.
Now, he did it on his own time at home, but you keep thinking about Rook Industries. Where did the technology come from? Rook Industries collects technology from metas all over the place and then repurposes it. And that your dad works for Rook. He works in engineering for Rook. And then he built your suit. And we're going to stop there.
Right. And so, in our next exciting episode, we are going to be playing other members of the classroom.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we excited about that?
Yeah, actually, yeah. I feel like really.
Who do you think you're going to play next? Who do you want your hands on? Lets me play
You
Cody.
know what would be really cool? Red Panda and Misadventure.
Nice.
I'm
That's cool.
also, frankly, Legacy's pretty cool.
Legacy and a
Or
prototype.
Misadventure and Summoner, because I feel like
They're fun.
Oh, no. What we need to do is put Summoner in with Singularity and have a Nova and the Doomed. Yeah, that'd be great. We're going to do that at some point in time.
Okay.
We need
The city will never survive that. It'll be bad.
we need a name for these alternate characters.
For these team
alternate
ups?
character episodes.
Like almost like shipping episodes? Yeah.
Yeah, like
I
don't know why.
character.
Like we create. I wouldn't say ship names, like togetherness names. It's the same thing. Synonyms. They both start with the same letter. Dang it.
Miss Red Venture.
No.
No. All right.
Misread.
Misread.
They're intermissions. Well, for now.
Anyway,
Anyway, we'll figure out that for now. That's what's going to happen next. We're going to come back with some other characters from the thing. As you guys are currently being, I think when we get back to Gabe next time, we're going to have Gabe take a powerful blow from Dad works from the for the company that
We're just
rips
gonna
off
do that.
technology for other supers, and maybe that's what he used for my suit.
sit down. I'm so excited for this session.
Okay.
Oh, right, I have to take a powerful blow.
All right. So, will you guys see us out with a dice roll?
3, 2, 1.
Thanks, guys.
3.